Oh, Gladys would love these. Bruno? Bruno Martinez?
You were the guy who packed me in there. You could have at least given me a magazine. 4 years with nothing to read but this damn mug. What are you doing here? And if you were headed this way, why didn't you offer me a... I'm getting out of here. This...
It's funny because Pete was always great at knowing, not only would he know it was going to slip, he would always say, no, and then he'd spew out a date, and he was always within weeks, you know, he always, and sometimes that date was way past where we were being told the date was. In fact, it always was. But he was always right, and I don't know if it was just a sixth sense or if it was...
Well, I remember specifically what you're talking about. I'm not going to be completely correct, but early in the year, I predicted that it would be June.
Yeah.
Which was about 2 months past our deadline, and I felt very bold doing that.
Totally.
But I felt pretty on solid ground doing that. Of course, this was internal, just within the Sound group.
Yeah, we never would
share
that
this
to you.
with other people. And Pete immediately fired back, "Day of the Dead." We all said, "What? Day of the Dead? What is that, November 4th?
Yeah, like 4th or 5th?
Yeah.
November 5th.
And so, you know what? He was within, we'd have to look at Wikipedia. Do
Yeah.
you remember the release date? I don't remember.
Oh, it was October 20...
Close enough.
He was within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
He was within a couple of weeks, and that was about March that he did that.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's quite amazing that he was able to see that distance. I don't know how he did it, but he said it with conviction too. That's the funniest thing of all, and he ended up being right.
It's full of caskets. Hello? Hello? It's full of caskets. I already got a mug. There's some packing foam in here with a Bruno-shaped dent in it. That's the road we came in on. Nothing out there but snow and a perfectly good pair of sunglasses. Nothing in the cab but donut box full of caskets.
Manny!
What's wrong?
Go up there!
Hey, where is everybody?
Waiting area 2.
How long do they have to wait in there?
Until they have tickets. They were issued tickets on the number 9, and they don't have them now. The punishment for selling double-end tickets is very severe.
They didn't sell their tickets. Their tickets were stolen.
By who?
Hector Le Mans stole them to sell to rich people who don't deserve them.
That might be them now. Let's see just what they deserve.
The guy who played these Peruvian flutes, I believe, is from Peru. To look at the credits again, he lives in the Mission. It's like the whole Grimm score lives in the Mission.
It looks a little ungainly, but I bet that hat is really warm. What happened?
Yord cannot.
I don't understand.
Given a ticket, a soul may not sell it.
They didn't sell their ticket.
Bring that is all.
The tickets are...
These rails are already there.
Well, thanks for the help.
The gate open. The gate closed. It does.
Hey, how'd you get free?
I was born free, Boatnik. Nobody gave me no ticket.
So what are you pacing around?
Trying to unwind a little bit. Although, gotta even out my life in this. Well, that ought to...
Goodbye, Chippy.
Happy trip. And thanks for setting me straight. this little light. I'm gonna let this little. I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it. I'm gonna hide it under. I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna let it scare. I'm gonna scare away. Scare away. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm not gonna let you touch it. No, I'm not gonna let. I'm gonna not gonna let it shine.
I could walk out of this world right now, but I can't. I'm not leaving without the people I promised to. I could march around in it like Chibito, but I think a better way to even out my life would be to go get those tickets. I hereby dub thee in honor of the strange, oily film.
Now that's the ashtray that is the very first shot of the game and the very last shot of the game are the same, just like in Sugarland Express. So the shot of the little figurines around that ashtray is the same as the band that stands around this fountain later.
Right.
That's how you prove that you took at least one film school class in college. You make the first shot the same as the last shot. Basic stuff. And it's also spiritual in the way that it feels. That's how you feel like you feel like this is the end of the game, because when you get to the part in the story where like people are in the clouds or in the heavens, and you start to hear the pan flute music, you know you're kind of near the end of the story somehow.
Right.
But then you go back and there's a whole nother year, which creates a feeling of the game being super long. Like I'm playing Mario right now, and there's more and more levels. After the end of the story, there's more and more, which makes it feels really long. But if you it ends at level 5 and then there's 2 more levels. But if you had 7 levels, people wouldn't appreciate it. But if you ended at 5 and then you have there's more levels, it feels really long.
It's the encore effect.
Was it you that made that switch point straight down?
The living train does what it does.
I get the feeling that operating that...
Recently, by a bird with a head. Do you know such a bird?
No.
He knew, and for you, he... Note.
The guy who played...
I think this is... I know what you're up to. I've been watching. Stay there. I'm coming to sprout you myself. Yours truly, Hector Le Mans. Híjole. I know what you're up to. I know what you're up...
Oh, gran demonio, oh.
Gladys.
Hear the glot.
What's happening?
How many days has this grand...
Well, we've been hiking for
months. Oh,
but...
You know, Leslie, I remember how you worked to keep everyone together and to help the team snuff out bugs and get this thing finished up. And I have to confess something after all these years, that that as we would observe bugs in the game, that translated merely to us as, okay, fellas, we have more time. Let's get back to work.
Yeah.
Let's make this stuff even better. And so we'd see someone's head float off their body and just exit the screen while their body continued to remain on screen. And we'd say, that's at least another month.
So that's how you got more time.
We knew what the schedule was by just simply playing the game.
Gladys. Why didn't you...
Couldn't have to.
Are you...
Only because
What can I...
I need to, like the old days.
But the bone wagon's not...
Maybe I'll see.
Can't we make...
Those days are done. Hey, what's that red thing?
The gondola?
Listen, somebody get a pen. There it is. It could save me.
What fuel? Gladys. What's wrong?
do you not know the one purpose, the one skill?
Yes, but we've been so far away from...
Why?
I got him fucked. I needed her. Oh, Gladys. Can you...
His spirit has fallen soul in me fast.
Do you have...
Only the trucks, but so...
Who are you?
We are mechanic sane, but we have never saw...
I've got to go see what I can...
Come back for his time.
Your mother does. Since nobody listened to my last warning, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to lock it unsigned. There's a note next to this toaster. Butter your English muffins.
There was somebody who will remain nameless, but I remember they said, because they'd come out of advertising, and they said, well, there's 3 types of animation. There are dogs and cats who chase each other. There are dogs and cats that talk to each other, and then there are logos that spin around. Those are the 3 types of animation. So I guess we need to put
that
chains.
made one potentially amazing animator quit.
Yes.
That
And
ended
come
up
to
being
Pixar.
a soup at Pixar. So
Yes.
you can do your own homework to find out who that was.
It's full of rats. Always a good idea. This better not stain my pocket. I think if I made a mess, those little guys... How eerie. They have the same tool cabinets as Gladys.
Not again. Will they never learn?
It was the little guy. I saw him.
Ah, and he did at it the last time.
It's full of rags. Always a good idea to have a clean rag around. This better not stain my pocket. Well, it's good to know they recycle oil. How eerie. There's a note next to this toaster. To avoid further mishaps, please... It's full of rags. There's a note next to this toaster. To avoid further mishaps, butter your English muffins after you toast them. It's the mug I gave Bruno, and it's full of that foam I packed him in. I drink it. That's no place. I drink it, but I drink it, but I don't want to get a packing foam mustache. I hate it when people leave their crusty mugs out in the break room.
What was in that mug? Something that if only...
Well, I could score you a couple of truckloads.
We shoot you now like an arrow into the wind. May you pierce the heart of the wind itself and drink the blood of flight. Speed is the food of the great Glottis. Speed bring you life. Come back to us someday.
of the way. Hey, look! We're already to Rubacava.
Manny? Manny? Manny, where are you? Manny, I'm frightened! Rubacava!
Long gone, my friend.
Said me.
Dios mío!
She's been
booby-trapped.
By who? Who?
Yeah, this is Alan Blumenfeld, who really brought a lot of heart to Glottis.
Yeah, totally.
He's just a real sweetheart.
Oh, yeah.
Don't panic.
God!
Manu. Hate to tell you, Velasco, but we found a new ship, the SS La Manche.
The La Manche? My... Where is she?
Oh, well, we traded...
That does it.
But...
Thanks for finding... Where does it butter?
Mob Town. Maybe I'll just finish this for him.
Tim, how come you know so much about neurosis and psychosis? It's really...
I don't know if this is
quite
all.
striking.
I don't know if any of this is legitimate psychological knowledge or just what I learned from movies.
Well, speaking as sort of a crazy guy myself, it rings true to me.
But it was great. I mean, Grimm is definitely still sort of the most satisfying project I think I've ever worked on. It was just a lot of fun, and you know, the Cuban actors, American actors, Irish actors, a guy from Hungary, you know, just all over the place, just to bring that sort of diversity to it.
I heard you went pow.
Well, Hector Le Mans tried and I'm headed to El Maro to...
Manny, that place has changed. I'd better come with you. Just give me a minute.
Okay, but if you hear a loud explosion... Coffin shooter 1, 2, 3, just pour, chill, and serve. They still haven't done coffin shooter 1. Not to sound like a capitalist oppressor, but I have people who do that for me now. That's what the lumbago diorama needed.
I remember some trickle-down drama from upstairs in the test pit towards the end where things didn't seem to be getting done as fast as whomever wanted them to be getting done, you know? And I just remember, like, there was some question as to whether or not we'd have to cut a bunch of scenes or even a whole year from the game, you know, or something, because stuff wasn't coming in.
That was terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's one of the real challenges for adventure games because so many things you make for an adventure game are single use, like single use animations, single use scenes, single use textures. They're all like you do a first person shooter, you do adventure game, or sorry, like a platform or something like that. There's so many animations that get reused so many times throughout the whole game. And an adventure game, a huge amount of it is just custom throwaway, meant to be seen once or twice, and occasionally all the time, like walk cycles, but. It's not like Mario, at the time they were doing Mario 64, and it's like Mario has, a ridiculous number of animations, but it's a finite set, and it's like they can all be loaded at all times. In this game, you have to dynamically load all the animations as they're needed, and you have to make sure they're available before they're triggered so you don't get these glitches, and while you wait for them. And a lot of them they're thrown away. They have to get, every single one has to be individually processed by a human to get them into the game and potentially rigged up. And that's one of the challenges of making adventure games is that you have all these sort of custom things and you want to reuse them as much as possible. But in order to do that, you have to automate a lot of stuff, automate as much processing as you can. But you still have to have that ability to fix things. In film, we'll fix it in post. It's the same kind of thing. It's like we'll fix it in the engine or we'll fix it in the tool as opposed to we'll fix it in the source art.
And that's the, like you can walk to any room you want and like all the little one-off assets. I think that's a unique challenge technically to adventure games that a lot of other games, other genres don't really have to address. But we're constantly like loading in custom stuff and kicking custom stuff out. And on this game, memory is tight. You walk into this room and we need 16-bit flipbooks of doors opening and closing and one-off animations of you may go and play the piano, you may not go and play the piano. And there's all this technical kind of tomfoolery going on of trying to get the content that maybe that somebody
might be
used, might not be used. You might just be running through this room to some other room,
place, yeah.
And it's not like loading up a level in a first-person shooter where you're like, okay, I know what's going to be in front of the user at any one point in time, and we're going to use the same bad guy 50 times over. So I just need to get the stuff to run the bad guy in memory. This was this constant dance of like just-in-time loading and management of stuff, because you could walk into this room and spend 10 minutes in this room and explore every bit of content that this room could offer you, or you could just be running through on your way to somewhere else.
Back to this other puzzle.
Yep.
Yeah. To some extent, Grim Fandango is
Color costs more. Never get me under that thing.
I have to say, coming out of school, I felt super lucky to, first of all, be hired by LucasArts by some colleagues of mine who went to the same school, and to walk into this building and see all the concept art for this game on the walls. I was like a kid in a candy store. It was instant euphoric inspiration, and I just felt like the luckiest guy in the world coming out of school, getting to work on a project of this caliber. It was beautiful.
No, I don't want to disturb his grumpy little dreams. I kill you! Looks like Domino left it.
But how? I saw...
He must have done this on his last Don't panic. You really...
I'm with you guys till...
You really should get back.
I'm with you.
Someone told me like this was the moment they cried in the game, just hearing how scared Glottis was in the scene, because he gets really frightened. And it's actually a reference to a claim that a babysitter made about me when they were babysitting me. They said, "Oh, you were so scared when your parents." You would sit there and you'd say, "Mother, mother, I'm frightened." And I was like, "No, okay. First of all, I never said that. I never said mother."
Yeah, that's suspicious right there.
But it got to be this family joke. "Mother, I'm frightened. I'm frightened, mother." And so that line actually got in the game.
What's that? It's, lumbago lemon. Try it.
Perkly little... Yes, not bad. Tell me where you got that, Olivia. Lumbago lemonade!
Manny, aren't we?
Don't worry. This will...
Oh, my stomach.
Oh, Glottis.
So what is that stuff they packed? Good shot.
You wouldn't happen to have a breath?
It's not gelling.
It can't. It got all nice and... Hey, good. I bet I could keep it down now.
Just let me get across for... first, okay?
I don't know if people agree with me. That was my idea of, what do they call something that makes you barf? Something you take, you drink that makes you... No, not expectorant.
No, it's like...
Epicac.
Epicac. That's the
like
syrup.
a verbal epicac.
Yeah.
Manny talks about the stuff they pack canned hams in, because it's always grossed me out, that weird gelatin. Everyone would have a different thing that they'd bring up that would make them barf.
Right.
What's yours?
Yeah. Ipecac.
Oh, look at that.
It sounds like what you do when you eat it.
Epicac.
Yeah.
I don't know how players are supposed to figure out this puzzle, that you have to fill the floor with regurgitated gelatin. It's not the first thing that jumps into people's minds. Where the hell did you get that?
I forgot there was I thought there was I forgot there was a regurgitated gelatin puzzle in the game. That's a standard thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd better disarm her first. Well, looks like Hector's taken over the whole town.
He hasn't had much resistance. There's only one small group who oppose him, and they live out on the fringes of the city.
Places like this, you mean?
I hope they're not hurting Glottis.
Ha. Shows what you know about this group. Their leader is a great man who...
Manuel Calavera, we meet again. I see you have found what you were looking for. How fortunate for you to arrive now, just as we too are about to achieve success. Our army has grown, and right now our top agents are in Hector's weapons lab, about to close in on the enemy in his own den. I couldn't have done it without you, Manuel.
It was a trap!
Stand back. There's only one thing to do.
Thank you, sir! You have saved me! But more than that, you have enabled me to continue to serve the movement!
What did you say about a trap?
Hector uncovered our agent in his weapons lab.
No.
You idiot, Bowsley! Your new lab assistant is a spy! Haven't you ever heard of a background check?
What?
No time to explain. Now I'll have to take matters into my own hands.
Take me with you. I've longed to be of service to your cause for years.
Okay, here's the... I need a disguise so I can get close to Hector, and a gun so we'll have something to talk about when I get there.
If you figure out that part, I'll go...
His casino tower is directly above...
All right.
Volunteers quickly for dangerous work.
As far as she is...
One of the standard things that happens in noir is a guy meets a woman that just spirals him into a world of shadows and intrigue and stuff like that. Like, and sometimes it's because it's a femme fatale who's up to no good, and sometimes it's also a totally innocent woman who just happens to be on this path that she's in sort of trouble, and he gets pulled into it. So you meet Meche in this world, and it spins Manny off into this whole different path. But it's really, for some reason, it was important to me that Manny was actually partially to blame, or feel like he was partially to blame.
Right.
Like he thought he had caused her to be lost.
Right.
When it was actually more Domino's fault that she got sent off. He stole her number 9 ticket.
Well, you didn't want to blame the woman, like
Well,
say Double Indemnity does, or
yeah, where she was actually scheming and where this is more just someone who Manny feels like he has caused misfortune to come to.
Right, or Maltese Falcon does, for that matter. Yeah.
I bet the agent in this photo is the poor guy that... I just took it from... I bet the agent... If I show him this photo, he'll fly off without any... High-tech surveillance equipment.
We haven't done it in too many
sewer.
We haven't done it in too many games, but having a year transition between things and changing the location and letting you pick up friends and travel, like, just allows you to have so much character development where Manny and Glottis have now been through a lot of stuff together, and they're in different clothes, which just, they're in different jobs, and they've moved from town to town together, and just starts to build this real friendship between them, which is nice. And I think I realized I'm going to put 4-year transitions in all games from now on, just so we can have that kind of relationship building.
Any messages?
Nope, calls stopped coming for you today. They're still sending you that lot.
Memo. To all, in light of the recent, all agents are ordered to avoid travel and Memo. In light of the recent disappearance, all agents... Memo. Nah. All agents are ordered to avoid travel in unlit areas until further notice. I wonder how that soldier's getting by without this arm. I bet the agent in this photo is the poor guy that Hector just shot. Not right now.
Oh my God!
Look at that.
I forgot about this set.
That looks like a painting or something. That's great.
Yeah, this is one of the. Yeah.
The big wall of concept art that was like and 15 feet tall, and you'll see on the internet, probably see some of it on the special edition of these pencil drawings that are and you only get to see them one at a time, but there were hundreds of them, and they were all pinned up to this giant corkboard.
Yeah, it's like wallpaper.
Like wallpaper. Yeah, and it was amazing to see this beautiful art.
Got to figure out some way to disguise this pretty.
Remember the
It's not like Johnny Thunderlight. No. I mean, yeah. Yeah. So I said to her, "You said that." And then.
Yes.
Oh, because we just maybe next.
One of the cool things about this game too is that there's a few characters that actually went through costume changes throughout the game, which was a nice detail.
No, and it really gives you a sense of time, time passing.
No use for it.
Of course, as soon as I save up enough money. What? Well, I know somebody. Hector, wow.
So what did you?
Hey, out of the dressing room.
No kidding.
Oh yeah.
But I guess so.
Okay, don't buy. You like? Well, here goes nothing. Go, baby, por la revolución!
One of Hector's messengers. With a message for me? I know what you're up to. I've been watching. I'm coming to sprout you myself. Yours truly, Hector Le Mans. I knew it! I knew he was out to get me the whole time! You'll never find my secret hideout, Hector. You're going to have to find yourself another Flores!
Give me that. This remote control works the bone wagon
Not so high!
Remember the
So I said.
Little too hot.
You don't say. Ah! Oh, what did you do that for? I didn't. You melted my makeup. I can't go on like this. I took you under my wing, and this is how you pay me back. No, it's not like that.
Little too hot for my. Little too hot for my. This coffee's all. I don't see any. I think that would be. I think he'd be happy to know his body was. This snowmaker is huge, but the grinder part looks handheld. Aha! It's a bone chipper now. Nope, once you grind bone, you can't go back to fake snow.
There's no... This is a really boring fact. I'm going to share it anyway. There's no inventory combinations in Grim Fandango. You can't use an object with another object in your inventory.
Oh, that's right.
So if you want to put the bone in the bone grinder, you have to put them in this receptacle in the room. Another weird mechanical contrivance from my own head. A handheld snow grinder that would plug into a giant snow grinder. I'm sure they have those, right?
Wait, what's a snow grinder?
It's like a fake, like to make fake snow for the show. And this is what I'm talking about. You can't use the hand with the snow grinder.
Oh.
So you put the snow grinder down, and then put the hand in it, and then pick it up. And that's how you combine. This is a one-object combination puzzle we have. I don't know why the lid on it closes. That was, like, really important, technically.
Hey, kid, this is your lucky day. We got an opening, and you're the newest.
Yes, I've been working.
Then sit on down. We got. Now don't go too far. You never know what time is showtime around here.
Look out!
Hey,
I don't know. Agent Cap.
you? Didn't Salvador chop you in half early this evening?
Yes, which has given me this glorious up by gathering funds for the LSA while stealing from a...
I think he's doing army. I think that's his deal. He's doing like
Right. Yeah, no, I get
Soldier
it. Yeah, it's like Gomer Pyle. Yeah.
kind of.
Buenos dias.
Back off, sleazeballer. My
Meche.
Manny? Here.
Hey, is that you, young lady? I'll get... What exactly are you...
I'll stick myself inside, and I'll make the machine.
Yeah. Hey. Special assignment. Crack that machine. Not funny. Young lady. Hey. God. Young lady. Not funny. Oh, for crying out loud. I did it.
That's great.
I'll meet you at the train station with the tickets. There won't be one from me, so you'll have to go back by yourself.
I'll tell that gatekeeper everything.
Come, my lovely. A little tight in the shoulders, but at least it doesn't...
I think he's doing Army.
I saw Bowsley run down here. Hello? Ooh, never... Hello down there? Ooh, never mind. Go back to sleep, whatever you are. Bowsley's probably in that maze. Well, without some... Bowsley's probably in that maze. But I never... Well... Bowsley's probably in that maze. But I'd never be able to find him without... Well, without something really helpful. Flakes of bone are sprouting when they baby teeth. Okay, I think I could follow the...
Hey, what's that?
That must be the floor's hideout.
No, not that. The thing coming at us!
Certain amount of improvisation that the more towards the end of the game you got, the more the musicians improvise, and so sort of like
this sounds like
everything's
the Meadow kind of, isn't it?
It is. It's a little bit like that. In fact, I think it's a remix of some of the tracks I used in the Meadow, and they're sort of riffing on the Hector theme.
Wait, how are they? Where's the Hector theme in this?
The da 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 is part of.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, you're ripping this whole game wide open with this Hector
Just kind
conspiracy.
of this, yeah. It's what I do is hum the Hector theme to them before they would start jamming.
This remote control works for both. Hector? Listen, Bowsley, I'm not... It's not Hector. It's Manny.
It's not Hector. It's...
Look, I need a gun. Listen, I really need...
There's a character who shows up later on called a florist who is played by a great actor called Keith Sarabica, who I've worked with a lot over the years. And Keith, oftentimes when he auditions, the characters that the way he does his auditions, they're not usually safe choices that he makes. And the first time I came across him was he was auditioning for Boston Low, and he just, Boston Low's a space commander, and Keith was doing something very deep and dark and strange, and because his last name is Zarabica, it just sort of stuck in my head, and I used to always look forward to whatever audition Keith was going to throw our way, and they were always bizarre and never appropriate. And then when he auditioned for the florist, who's insane because he
Hey there, stranger. Can I help you?
I'm looking for some...
Oh, well, I have a very pretty book. There you go. Would you like...
Sure.
All right. Do you have a great...
I think this is his good side.
I relied on Tony Plana to improvise a lot of Spanish, because I didn't write any of the Spanish dialogue. I'd write Buddy. It was always like, Buddy, hey, Buddy, what's going on?
And he would
bud?
say F.A.
And he'd go,
or
I'm gonna
something like
yeah, let's say Carnal, which is like, Carnal was like, really close. Like
carnal, like
of
blood brother.
Yeah,
sort
blood
of?
brother.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I think he calls him hermano, like brother, a few places. And also the Icole. And then there's a really bad word for goat, which he's like, oh, in Cuba, he's a Cuban actor, and he's like, it's not that bad in Cuban. In Mexico, that's a swear word. But I mean, here it's, so there's some Spanish in here that might be not for children.
Need a rating?
Yeah, I need a rating only in Spanish.
I'm here to conduct business with Hector Lamans. I just spoke with him on the phone.
You know Hector Lamans. Okie dokie. Then... okay. How many limos does...
Sick.
Yeah, that was...
Too bad.
Best 2 out of...
Don't mess with me. I'll bet Hector pauses here every day and think, boy, I wish I could see past my gut and enjoy my experience.
I thought I put that in there. I didn't know that happened. Manny actually got to do some salesmanship. Manny actually got to be a travel agent at one point in the game. I've totally forgotten that. Genius. Whoever made this is a genius. That's what this commentary is all about. Just me watching things and being like, oh, dang. Good job.
Yeah, nice going, nice going.
Celso Flores, what are you doing in Hector?
Oh, he sent us out here to... Who are you?
I'm your...
Oh, but he's my... Actually... What can you tell me? This price seems... The real... I know we're worth...
What exactly? Let me tell you, every day...
Yes, but there's no reason not to be...
Well, enough.
Actually, we have...
This make me... I can't read...
Well, let's just hope... I
just got...
Actually, I just...
Well, I'm sure you've seen flying spiders and flames. You see, I've been to the edge of the world and back.
I had no idea.
Now, how much would you pay?
Darling, let us blow up. Mr. Lamans, we've this...
Excellent. The little lady Jane.
No, actually...
Of course. Well, come on in.
Still got...
I don't know who you are, and I don't know... But once I'm done with them, there's something... Am I talking about just a job here, or am I talking about opportunity in the general sense? We've had a lot of openings in this office in the last couple of years, and frankly, we've had trouble filling them. I could really use a closer like you on the team. This could be your office. Yeah, try this on. See how it feels. That's yours too. And as an added bonus, 2% of these, Mr.
My name's Calavera, and I want a bigger cut.
Oh, but Mr. Calavera, I'm going to need most of these to get myself out of this world. You see, I've been a very bad boy.
I'm going to deliver those tickets to their rightful owners, and I'm going to deliver you to the compost pile.
All we had to do was extract the text lines and just do it what they'd always done for all the Scum games. But I had a brother who's a screenwriter in Hollywood, and he had all these special tools to format his scripts as a screenplay. And I was like, it would be really cool if I gave Dara something he could bring into those guys who are really familiar with screenplays. He could bring them something that looked like a screenplay. So when I wrote the dialogue extraction, I made it actually format it like a script and actually do the characters going back and forth. And I gave Tim a way that he could indicate in comments in the code. If you format the comments a certain way, she pouts or huffily or some other kind of cue, I would extract that and put it along with it. So just like in a normal screenplay, you'd have here's my line, and it's haughty or whatever. You'd have some cue to the actor about how it's supposed to be read. And I even put in scene markers, like this is in the High Roller Casino, or this is exterior docks. So they had a context for where it was in the game. And through the magic of HTML, when the web was new, I was able to just spit out HTML. So that's what I did. I wrote, it made a screenplay-looking thing in HTML, and then they were able to print out and take it down there.
think using that old gargle as a structural support for Glamour Girl here, too steep to climb. Well, so much for my third arm. Can't. Well, it was gonna. Ay, Chihuahua!
That one must be yours.
Don't forget to send for help.
Run! Find Salvador!
Get in, quick!
We were supposed to have coverage back there. Where are all of Salvador's men?
I don't know. He hasn't told me yet.
Hola, Manuel.
Time for you to swing, Daddy-O. Let's see you walk.
These flowers? All people Hector has sprouted?
Hey, when you're on top like my boyfriend Hector is, you make a lot of enemies. What?
You know, you really have bad taste in men.
No, I have a taste for really bad men. There's a difference.
Oh, I think I thought of the scary thing that ends in a greenhouse. It's Frosty the Snowman. Remember? Frosty the Snowman, they travel with the snowman, and then she needs to stay warm, so he brings her in. She's going to freeze to death, so he brings her into a greenhouse, but then the bad magician locks him inside the greenhouse.
Oh, so it's
and
like
so
a
he
version of
melts,
Frozen.
and I almost cry every time.
Oh.
And then Santa comes and reminds you that it's magic snow, Christmas snow that he's made out of. Okay. That's
Oh
enough
my
about
goodness,
Frosty the
I
Snowman.
missed out on that.
So this is obviously a reference to Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, that's a famous noir for sure.
Mm-hmm. One of the, I mean, modern noir.
Yeah.
Its themes are subtle.
She loves me. She loves me not.
Well, you're half right.
Oh, Manny, so cynical. What happened to you, Manny, that caused you to lose your sense of hope, your love of life?
I died.
I see. I guess Domino was right. You don't have a shred of optimism.
Well, when it comes to shreds, Dom is the expert.
And by that same logic, Manny, you're about to become an expert in botany.
Is this where you tell me all about your secret plan, Hector? How you stole double-end tickets from innocent souls, pretended to sell them, but really hoarded them all for yourself in a desperate attempt to get out of the land of the dead?
No. This is where you writhe around in excruciating pain for about an hour because that idiot Bowsley ran off with all the fast-acting Sproutella. This slow stuff will sprout you, but it's going to take a long time, I'm sorry to say. Manny, where are you going? You've got some time, you know, before you have to leave. Get it? Leave!
I'd claw it out, but I don't have the strength. Gracias, Toto Santos.
Come on, shake it for me, baby. One of you must be mine.
Salvador?
Manuel, there's a gun in the trunk of this car, but the trunk key is with my body somewhere in the meadow behind the greenhouse. Find it!
Right.
And tell Eva that I know she will guide the Alliance when I bite this explosive tooth. The deadly cloud will sprout not just my target, but me as well.
Your target? What are you...
Hey, get out of there!
Farewell, my friend!
What were you talking about with the head of the LSA in there? Huh, Sal? Got something you want to share with the class?
Only this. Viva la revolución! Ah!
He's fine. He's fine. He truly gave his body to the cause. Hey, my scythe. Well, what do you know? Sal had a ticket all along.
Well, I think it's neat too that we've just with Tim's storytelling we come to see flowers as a bad thing, and to see an actual, meadow full of flowers. It makes something that would be pretty ominous.
It's grotesque. Yeah, it's
a mass grave. That's crazy. That's a lot of flowers. That's a lot of polygons right there.
Yeah, those are individual flowers in the foreground, and then in the background that they were, pardon me, textures.
And Paul didn't copy and paste any of them. He built each one.
I grew them digitally. I put water on
He built them really small, and then I had to animate and scale each one of them up to the proper size.
It's amazing how
Oh, I think I thought of the scary thing that ends in a greenhouse.
It's not doing anything now. It seems to be attracted to something over this way. It's not doing it. It's not doing it. I don't really want... It's not doing anything now. It's not doing anything. This must be the key to Salvador's trunk. It only works on... Ah, yes. Freeze, Hector. Yeah, you heard me. Freeze, Hector. Yeah, you... Freeze, Hector. Yeah, you heard me. Hector supplies water. Does he see them as a memorial? That doesn't sound good.
You can count them if you want. They're all here.
How about yours? The company gave me one on the other end. Sort of a retirement present. And, demons ride free, right?
Aw, Manny, you know I can't go with you. I'm a spirit of the land and all that. I can't ever leave this world.
I guess I got so wrapped up in saving people, I just assumed I'd be able to save you too.
Yeah, but I don't need to be saved. I like it here. I'm not all alone in that basement anymore, thanks to you. I got a new job and all these new friends. I'm a big demon success story.
So, I guess this is it then.
Hug me, give me a hug. You were the best boss I ever had. Bye.
Manny,
Yeah?
when we get to the next world,
What is it, Angel?
are we going to be together?
You know, sweetheart, if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Nobody knows what's gonna happen at the end of the line, so you might as well enjoy the trip.
Thank you.